Hi, this is Dragman Jr. and as I promised, I would do a top 10 video games video if I got 50 followers on Twitch. Which I have! Woo! Thank you every one of you. Actually I have like 52 now. I would never think so many people would follow me, but that's for another video. So yeah, I'm just gonna do it simple. Maybe just add some special effects somewhere, some sound, I don't know. And just talk about my favorite games the whole time. What could be said is my gaming career started on 64, Nintendo 64. So there will be no games that are older than that because I don't like those games so much. So yeah, let's begin with number 10, which is Donkey Kong 64. And oh my god, what a beginning this game. It was a 3D platformer, and it had 5 characters. You had Donkey, Diddy, Lanky, Tiny, and Chunky. I think it's Chunky. Yeah, Chunky. And it's the biggest collectathon ever. You had to collect, or you could collect, 100 bananas with every Kong in every world. You could collect, there was so much stuff to collect, golden bananas, 5 per Kong per world. There was balloons with bananas, you got like banana coins when you got 75 bananas, and you had the rare coin and the N64 coin, which you needed to get to the last boss. So yeah, and the 5 characters were very different. They had different weapons. They all had weapons, which were super fun. It could be like feathers, or plums, or pineapples, or yeah. It was 8 worlds because Nintendo. There was actually not one main hub, but 2 main hubs. You had a DK Isle, which was a very fun place. You had like DK's house there, a banana cave. You could go through his air to a world. His nose wasn't a world, but. And when you came out from the beginning, you came out from his mouth. It was super fun. And you had the Kremlin Isle. It was a big island which the bad boys made, bad guys, as you say, which were the Kremlins. King K. Rool is their leader, and they were crocodiles pretty much. And the story is like they think they invade DK Isle because they hate Donkey Kong after the Donkey Kong Country games, and they're making a big laser, but it failed because technical issues. And the game is about stopping that laser. And in addition to the fantastic single player, it has actually a really good multiplayer section, which I didn't know about as a child, but I found later, and it's super fun. I played with my siblings all the time, and some friends, and it's super fun. And the soundtrack in the game is really funny. That's the best word I have for it. It's funny. All the time. So yeah, and all Kongs have a different instrument. I always like Chunky with the little triangle. But yeah, that's enough about Donkey Kong 64. Number 9 on the list is Civilization 5. Did you know I play Civilization? Probably not. But I really adore that game, and especially the newest edition, Brave New World. It's a strategy game with a lot of historical influence. You could like choose a great empire and a great leader, and you try to take over the world. You could do it in a different way though. You could like be the first man to the moon. You could yeah, just be the warlord and take over every country. You could be diplomatic and make other countries or city-states vote for you, or you could be a big cultural influence and take over the world that way. America. Yeah. And it's actually very detailed. Like, lots of the stuff in the game is based on real life and history and Historia. So it's really fun. So if you like history, you would love this game. And especially if you love strategy, and I love strategy games. I didn't really play the Civilization series before this game, but oh my god, it's so good. So yeah, I really like the game. And I play with friends all the time. So that's why it makes it to 9th place. On 8th, we have a very kind of different game. Mario and Luigi Partners in Time for the DS. I think, yeah, DS. It's an RPG platformer, which is super fun. It's going to be one of my favorite genres. And the fun part about this game, you are 4 characters. You don't have 4 characters in your party, you are 4 characters at the same time. The 4 characters are Mario, Luigi, Baby Mario and Baby Luigi. Sorry for the voice, it's terrible after all the streaming. And they play like you use every one of them in battle. You could go just big bros or the small bros, but that's just small sections of the game. It's a very humorous game. Like, the humor is brilliant. The texting, the story is not that good, but the texts are amazing, and the dialogues, and the bad boys are really fun. They're like just aliens taking over the world. And the fight mechanics, they're like fights with enemies are super fun, especially the bosses. You have to think. And even though it's an RPG, the fights are really interactive. You like, let's take the basic item, the Koopa shell. You have one baby sit on the Koopa shell, and the big bros, they are like kicking the Koopa shell, and you can spin with the baby on the Koopa shell to do extra damage. So I have to press like A, X, B, X, A, X, B, X, A, and faster and faster and faster and faster. And it's so hectic and so fun. More about the game. Yeah, it has very memorable locations. You have like, it's a Mario game. You have the desert, you have the forest, you have the main hub is Peach Castle, and the last world, spoiler alert if you haven't played the game, it's Peach's castle after they have taken over the world. Oh, should I explain the story? Yeah, it's super complicated. So, you have made a time hole, a warp hole, or whatever it's called, to the past. And the aliens, like, Peach is going back in time, and the aliens are taking over the past. So the Mushroom Kingdom from like 20 years ago gets taken over by aliens, and you have to save it from the aliens so the country will be fine in the time you're living in. It's a super complicated story, and I love it. And the music, it's suitable. Like, it's nothing you go around the street and sing on, but it's okay. Yes, the next game. Oh, it's a good one. Mario Kart Double Dash. Fun. Do I need to say more? I could say some more. It's a racer. Like, Mario Kart is almost a known genre by this point. It's a karting game. And yeah, it's the best Mario Kart in my mind. Because you could play single player or you could play multiplayer. And single player was fun enough, but multiplayer, you could play with your friend on the same cart, and then the second player shoot items and get your slide to blue and could kick and hit your opponents, and it was super fun. Also, you could fight against each other in Grand Prix if you were 2 players. It was super fun, all Captor all the way. You had bombs, balloons and shine, but who the hell cares about balloons and shine? You had bombs. It was super fun. But to more like specific things about the game, the stages or the courses, they were super fun. You had like DK Mountain, which is really memorable. You had Daisy Cruiser. Yeah, even though everyone hates it, Dry Dry Desert, super. And Baby Park, let's not forget about that. And Mario Stadium, and all of those great stages. Also, the music is very hectic as the rest of the game. It's items all everywhere. Items. You have freaking special items for each 2 characters. So like Baby Mario and Baby Luigi, they have like a chain jump. And like Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong, they have a very freaking big banana, which I love, and everyone else who plays against me hate because I'm almost always in first. Spread those bananas everywhere, and they can't get past them. And red shells can't kill me because the bananas take them. So yeah, every other character has special items, and it's super fun. And it's actually the only game my sister is almost as good as me in, so it's the perfect family game for me. So I think this is the game I played most with family, and it's super fun. And that's just why it's on the list. It's super fun. Next on the list though is a game which is all the fun, but has other elements to it. It's Super Mario World. And I'm talking about the GBA version, because that's the one I played. And oh my god, it's a super good 2D platformer. You could be Mario and Luigi, or Luigi, but who the hell plays Luigi? His controls are terrible. I played as a child, but I can't play him anymore. He's terrible. But like, the level design was really good, and in that game, it was like, yeah, it was super good, pretty much. And the enemies are so memorable, and OMG. They are good levels. The controls were very good if you were Mario. They were good at Luigi too. But you were just like sliding everywhere because his sliding is still known for that, his sliding. Then he jumps a little higher. And the music, it's so memorable. You could like singing it on the street. Like, you remember that stuff. It's very memorable. And the other thing about the game, it's there are many secrets and they're so well hidden. Like, until like 2 years ago, I didn't know about the top secret level. And it's really well hidden. So yeah, there's so many secret worlds in that game. And like the forest, Evolution, I think it's the name. It's world 6. It's 5. And it's super complicated. Like, the first time I went to the forest, I was just going in circles. I didn't know where to go. Because you have to find the secret exits to get further into the game. And that's super cool. No game has the balls to do that nowadays. So yeah, that's about that. There's enough. Well, we have Yoshi. Yoshi is really fun. And you have the Star World, which is also super fun. And you have the secret worlds, if you're really good. And I have just been them once. They're so hard. that I don't find it funny to beat them again. So yeah, Super Mario World, good secrets, good music, good level design, good everything. It's just a very good game, very solid game. And that's why it's kinda sad to put it below number 5. Please don't hate on me. Super Mario Galaxy 2. Not 1, 2. Because I find 2 to be better than 1. And 2 is a greater number than 1, so that makes sense. Well, it's the best 3D platformer ever. Like, ever. And you have Yoshi in it, so it's like, it's Super Mario Galaxy 1. By many considered the best 3D Mario ever. You put in Yoshi, you put in even better levels, you put in green stars instead of playing the game again with Luigi to get the secret level at the end. You have the masterful level design of the first game, just even better, I think. You have like the Yoshi level with the waterfalls, very like climb up walls with the chili. Oh, it's so good. It's so fun. I really need to continue my race. Me and my friend are having a race in the game. We're like 80 stars or something. It's super fun. And the music. OMG. I think the music in the first game is better. But still, it's super wonderful. My teeth are like shining. Super cool. But yeah, the music. Oh, it's so good. So we have perfect platforming. Very good level design. Very good music. And here Yoshi. Can't go wrong with Yoshi. And yeah, fun power-ups and all that stuff. But it's a core gameplay, which is really good. And the last level is really hard, and it's really fun. I kind of want to speedrun that. See if I can beat people. Or race it, it will be super fun. There's not too much more to say about that game, except it's a masterpiece. But the next game is one that's a little bit more obscure. It's Kirby Superstar Ultra. Again, I'm not a SNES kid, so not the original, the DS version. And it's a 2D platformer, and it's a Kirby game. It gives you everything you expect out of a Kirby game, and it does it very, very well. And the setup of the game is like you have 20 games or something clashed together, and you get one great game. And you have some mini games which are really fun, and you have some main games and some boss rushes, and yeah, it's a very good compilation. I used to say that Kirby Superstar Ultra has the best soundtrack of any game ever. Like, it isn't that wonderful as Mario Galaxy or any of those games, but the beats are so good, and the tunes, they're just perfect. Like, all the tracks in the game, pretty much, are tracks you could sing on the streets. And people will join you. It's so good. Like, Gourmet Race. It's so catchy. And all the tracks in that game is so catchy. So it's a really good music experience. All rings to say about the game, the abilities. Like, I find that to be the first Kirby game where they really stepped up the abilities. Like, the first game it didn't even have abilities, but then did the abilities come. But Superstar Ultra is like the first game with really good abilities, where they use them really well. Go flying. Flying is my favorite ability. Oh, bird. And the game is actually really, really hard. It hurts my heart every time I say this, but I have never beaten the game. like 100%. I haven't done the final boss rush, the true arena. It's just so hard. I made it to Mark Soul sometimes, which is a really hard boss. But take that really hard boss after 9 other really hard bosses, with like tiny bit of healing, but not too much. And like the final 4, they're so hard. You have like Mask and Day, which you can't pretty much do without getting hit because it's so crazy. And you have like Bam Bam Yule, this is exactly the same. It's like Master Hand and Crazy Hand put together with a face. It is really hard. And you have Galacta Knight. Like, he's hard enough with your life. And then you have to do him and 9 other bosses. No, it's just too hard. So that could be a thing for a stream sometime. Try to beat the true arena. So yeah, I really like the game. I find almost every game in that game really fun. And the music is top notch. Okay, number 3. Now we're getting to really big ones. The games that really matters to me. And let's begin with Super Paper Mario for the Wii. I don't know how many people in the world would say Super Paper Mario is my favorite Wii game. Yeah, and my favorite Paper Mario game, my favorite Mario game. Not many people in the world would say that. And for those who don't know, Super Paper Mario is an RPG platformer. The 2 first Paper Mario games are also RPG platformers, but they are more RPG than platformers. Super Paper Mario is more platformer, and you level up and stuff when you kill enemies, but it's very different. So people hate it because of that. You have 4 characters. You have Mario, Luigi, Bowser and Peach. Each very unique. Mario is the only one who can flip the world into 3D, because it's a 2D platformer most of the time. You can flip into 3D, and that's really cool, by the way. It's a fun ability. Peach can float with a parasol. That's about it, and she can duck under a parasol. And then she's invincible. Bowser has his flame. And he can... yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, and it does double damage. And Luigi can jump high. So it's like very basic there. But the main reason I really adore that game, the story. Like, I don't know what it is, but the story, it hits me every damn time I play that game. It's a very good story. Like, it begins very easily. Peach is away. You go to Bowser's castle, and there's... Peach isn't there because Bowser is actually planning on taking Peach. And then comes Black, my shared favorite enemy of all time, or protagonist, with Ganondorf, and comes up with Peach and just fucks up everyone. And he takes Peach and Bowser and marries them, and a sad tale begins. But and you have to rescue the world. If you say no, you have to restart the whole fucking game and watch the opening cutscene on 10 minutes again. So don't say no. More thing about the story. Yeah, after each chapter, you have like this little love story. I won't say anything more about it, because I want you to play the game. And it's super cute. And it's actually really relevant to the main story. So I really like the story in that game. Also there's a good soundtrack in that game. Like, it's not the sing on the street kind of thing, it's just good. And it fits the worlds, and the worlds, they're really good. They are memorable, and yeah. My favorite, by the way, world is... I think it's 5th world? we go to the Stone Age pretty much, and they say brah to everything. It's super fun. I just like it. I don't know. I don't think it's the world with the story alone most, but I just like the way they talk. It's super fun. Yeah, and the cool mix between 2D and 3D, which is super cool because you have this 2D world, but many secrets are in 3D, so you have to flip the world. Sadly, you can lose life if you are in 3D too much, so you have to go back to 2D eventually. But that doesn't matter too much. But yeah, I will probably stream that game sometime, so I won't really spoil too much, and I really want you to play the game and give it a chance, even though it's very different from the first Paper Mario's. It's a really good game, and a really nice experience. But yeah, we're going to number 2. And it's not a Zelda game. It's a Pokemon game. As you may know, I really love Pokemon. And the game I'm talking about is Pokemon Heart Gold. It's a perfect Pokemon game, pretty much. Like, I don't know how to describe it, but I went to the first route of that game, and I nearly cried. So many nostalgic memories just came to my mind, and oh, it was super amazing. But why didn't I take gold instead then? Wouldn't that make sense? No. When I play gold, I'm just like, ah. This game doesn't have physical special split. This game, like, I nearly can't play gold anymore, because Heart Gold is so much better. So the nostalgia factor is really important. Like the music in that game, by the way, best Pokemon music ever. I have a top 15 Pokemon Heart Gold music, by the way. Check it on YouTube. But anyways, like, it's very nostalgic. So I like to, when I play that game, to always use Pokemon I used as a child and just have a good time. The game just make you have a good time. Another like good stuff about it is you can walk with your Pokemon. It's the only fucking game you can walk with your Pokemon, and it's super cute, super adorable, and it's super fun. No, you can't walk with your Pokemon. You can other game for games. I don't care, because that's already just in like small sections of the game. There you could walk with them forever, and it's so funny when a Scyther pokes you in the stomach or something. And another feature I really loved was the Pokemon. It's a really fun series of minigames. And there's freaking 16 gyms. Who doesn't love gym battles? No, nobody raise their hands. Everyone loves gym battles. And you have a freaking battle against Red, which is super fun. And the new routes, 46 and 47, has some of the best music ever. I'll probably play it in the background while I'm talking about this game, if I don't find any better music, which there are better music. That's so fitting. Damn, this is getting a long video, by the way. So I think I will wrap up Heart Gold very fast. Best music, best gameplay in the sense that it has 16 gym leaders and Red Battle, and you walk with Pokemon, and it's nostalgic. I can speak. Nostalgia factor, really important. But yeah, my number 1 game. If you have followed my stream, you probably know, especially the last couple of weeks, I've been playing a lot of Super Smash Bros. Melee. And where to begin about that game? It's the funnest game ever. Like, the fun factor in that game is amazing. It's too fun. I can't explain it really. And for those who doesn't know, Super Smash Bros. Is a fighting game. Or some people won't recognize it as a fighter, but it's a fighting game with platforming elements, which is really special and really cool. And yeah, that game pretty much was my childhood. When I was a child, I would like, I don't know, play that game all the time. I think when I got that game, I think was the time I got the restrictions by my parents to only play video games 1 hour a day, which was a really strict rule, by the way. Hated that. No, I don't. I love my dad, actually. That's another video. But yeah, I was so obsessed with that game. If my friends was like, hey, do you wanna hang out? When? Was the first question. Because if it was in my playtime, I was only allowed to play between 18:30 and 17:30. If it was between that time, I would say no. I wanted to play Melee. And I went through classic mode, adventure mode, ultra mode, with all characters on very easy, normal, hard, and it didn't make very hard because then I found it too boring. And I played countless hours of just versus. I played all the event matches. I tried to get high scores on some of them, so that I can't really was ever actually very good. It's just the funnest game ever. Even though like the music is nothing special, it's okay. It's just the factor that that game is so fun. I've been even go to a cinema or anything to play that game. That game is in trouble sometimes. Because my parents meant I was upset with video games and all that stuff, but I just love it. Sadly, there was never anyone to play with because I got too good too fast. There wasn't really many people I knew with a GameCube. Not until I got a Wii, and then we read Brawl instead because Brawl people can actually fight with my type. And yeah, Melee is probably part of the reason Ganondorf is my favorite villain with I can't remember his name, Complex or Blumiere. But that's spoilers. So yeah, that was my top 10 video games. It's a freaking long video. I could actually have made it a lot shorter, but I wanted to talk about the games and how I feel about them. And I hope you enjoyed. Probably didn't because this webcam is horrible, and probably the special effects will be horrible too. I'll probably just add some music in the background and maybe some pictures of a game there and a game there, and yeah, all that sweet stuff. So yeah, see you guys later. I hope you come to my stream, twitch.tv/DragonmajourJr or DragonmajourJR. And I will probably do more YouTube videos in the future, I don't know. So yeah.